This is by far one of the biggest reasons why people fail in life and in business. And it's one of the biggest reasons why I failed, and that is the shiny object syndrome. Shiny object syndrome manifests in a multitude of different ways. And I want to bring them to light so you realize how your brain's being manipulated and how to overcome that and focus on what it is that you really want to achieve and to focus on really what you want out of life and out of your business. Hello, my name's Gavin. I help people change their brain so they can grow their income and their impact. I have over 14 years experience. I've helped people make 6 and 7 figure incomes in their business. I've helped people overcome procrastination, resistance, the stuff that holds them back from creating their dream life and their dream business. Now, if you're someone that wants to become one of my next success stories, then go get my free training in the description. It's going to share with you how to change your brain so you can grow your income and your impact. So in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you 5 ways that you can go ahead and overcome shiny object syndrome. So shiny object syndrome is purely just distraction. That's what it is. It's when there's something that's new or exciting or something that shows up and then you get focused on that. We have these sort of ADD, ADHD kind of minds, and we don't tend to focus on what it is that we want to achieve. And some of us are in the illusion that following these new things that show up, these new opportunities, these new things that come into our lives as a part of us creating what it is that we want. And we kind of delude ourselves in a way, and we get stuck in this paralysis by analysis. And we get information overload and we don't know how to really achieve our goals. We don't have the right mindset. So distraction is a killer for success. But the first thing we need to understand about shiny object syndrome is how the brain actually works. Because once you know how the brain actually works, then you can be able to navigate it better, right? So the brain is wired for reward. And so we have this neurotransmitter called dopamine. Maybe you've heard of it. And that's why they call drugs dope, because you get a dopamine addiction to the weed or the cocaine or whatever it is, right? So dopamine is what motivates us. Dopamine is the part of us that feels that sense of reward. Dopamine is that anticipatory, I don't know if I said that right, energy that we have when we are feeling like, well, I have to do this because I'm anticipating that I'm going to get a good feeling from this particular thing. And so when you're about to buy a new product, a new course, a new opportunity, you have that anticipatory feeling and it's really exciting and it feels good and you just want to do it. And you can kind of correlate this with the energy of sex. A lot of us, we feel this energy, this urge to, want to have sex, right? And so it's kind of the same thing. And so we have to understand that with this energy, it can take over the mind. And we see it in our society, with pornography and things like this. People get addicted to certain substances like sugar and alcohol. This is the dopamine neurotransmitter being used in the wrong way. And so we have to learn that the world or nature or the universe is teaching us discipline all of the time, because when we get out of balance with those things, it can lead to addiction and cause a lot of problems in our lives. So a lot of us are addicted to buying products, buying courses, buying the next new thing, buying the new iPhone and all of these things. And what this causes is a pattern inside of the brain that I always need something new. So the second thing I want to share with you is that the way the world is set up right now, if we look at our external reality, everything is about instant gratification. How can I get things now? We got, Amazon Prime Now, where you can get things in 2 hours in the UK and London. I don't know where else in the world that they do this, but you can order something and it will come to your house within 2 hours. All right. That's how instant gratification things are getting. We can, buy a car, a home without having the money to initially, pay for it. We can go on the internet and access any answer that we want an answer to instantaneously, where before we had to put our clothes on, we had to get dressed, put our clothes on, get dressed, wash, all of this stuff, go and find the library, right? And go and search for the book, find the book, read the book, and then search for the exact information that you were looking for. It's a very long process. Whereas now, All you need to do is get your mobile device, go on it, and then boom, dopamine release. You got the answer to your question. We got social media apps. We got Facebook. We got Instagram. Right now, you're probably watching me on YouTube or IGTV, and you're getting an answer to your question about shiny object syndrome, right? Not only that, the inbound. So TV advertising to you, people texting you, WhatsApping you, all of this stuff. It's distracting you, and this again can be sort of put in the same category as shiny object syndrome. So you got a new text, ding, I want to go check that text, right? I got a new email, ding, I want to go check that email. And so we are being pulled in all of these different directions. So shiny object syndrome is not just, this new course that came out, this new opportunity, this new iPhone or whatever it is. We have to look at the smaller things and understand how our brain works and how the world is set up. And what are you going to do about it to really create your dreams, your goals, and your desires? So the third thing I want to share with you is you need to get clear. You need to get clear of what it is that you want to achieve. Oh, Gavin, I want to make $10,000 a month. Or Gavin, I want to achieve this in my business. Oh, Gavin, I want to grow a YouTube channel or whatever it is, right? This is not clear enough on what you want to achieve. You can't just say, I want to make this amount of income. You want to make this amount of income in what way, right? So I want to make, $5,000 per month from selling my online course. That makes more sense. That's more structured. You got to focus, right? You got something that you can focus on creating where other people have been successful with it, and you just need to focus on it until you become successful at that one thing. If you just say, hey, I want to make $10,000 or I want to make $5,000, now you're going to be pulled in all different directions. You don't know exactly what you want to do. So it's important to get clear. Clarity is king. Once you get clear on what it is that you want, you should remove everything else that distracts from that. So again, you can't just go about and say, I want to make $1 million. I want to make 6 figures. You want to be clear in how you're going to make that money. Okay, what is it that you really want to do, and how do you want to do it? The fourth thing I want to share with you to overcome shiny object syndrome is, now that you know the objective, now that you're clear on what it is that you want to commit to it. You want to commit to mastering this particular area. You may have heard of the saying 10,000 hours. Putting 10,000 hours into something and focus on it until you become a master, a genius at it. In the book Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill talks about specialized knowledge. When you become specialized at something, where I'm specialized at helping people become successful in their online businesses, overcoming their energy blocks and their subconscious patterns, their identity traits that hold them back from being successful. Because I've become specialized in that area, I can work with someone in an hour and shift their entire identity to just want to take action and see radical results in their lives. And that didn't happen by accident. That happened through years of studying and learning and growing and working on myself and mastering this particular area of my life. So you have to become insatiably committed. You have to become really focused on what it is that you want to create in your life and become totally committed to seeing the outcome, the goal that you want to achieve, and everything else that doesn't align with that, you need to drop it. You need to let it go. Focus on where you're going and drop everything else. In some cases, you'll have to be selfish. In some cases, you have to do things that are hard to do. In some cases, you'll just have to step outside of your comfort zone, and that's just the way things are set up. But being shiny object syndrome keeps us where we are at. So the fifth thing that you need to do is to embody the identity of someone who wants to achieve that goal. What traits do they have? What behaviors? What attitudes? What emotions? You need to embody the type of person that you need to be in order to achieve that goal. Okay, this is how you transform everything. If you want to change your life, you need to focus on your mindset. Your main goal in life should actually be to embody the identity which creates the reality that you want. So you want to make a lot of money, you need to have the identity of someone who makes a lot of money. And once you do that, it becomes automatic. Does that make sense? And again, I have a free training that shares with you how to begin doing this and learning more about it. All right, so go ahead and click the link in the description to go ahead and check that out. All right, and check out yesterday's video on past life regression, really powerful stuff. And remember to keep learning, keep growing, keep expanding, and I'll speak to you soon. Peace.